JMJC Radio,
news,
sports,
wrestling,
and much more. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome your faces back to another episode of JMJC Radio. I am your host, Jeremy Chaput. Today's episode, I want to talk to you guys about the players eligible for the 2024 NHL Draft. Now, I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to go through because there are some players related to former players, former coaches, current players that I want to talk to you guys about and tell you about them. So let's get right into it. First up, we have Jack Pridham, who is the son of former Toronto Maple Leafs assistant GM Brandon Pridham. During the 2018-2019 season, he had 30 points in 52 games. The 2021-22 season, he had 32 points in 43 games. The 2022-23 season, he had 72 points in 49 games. And during the 2023-24 season, he had 49 points in 54 games. Moving over to Adam Jirick, or Jirikic, if I mispronounce names wrong, I'm sorry, who is the brother of current Columbus Blue Jackets defenseman David Jirikic. During the 2021-22 season, he had 20 points in 36 games, and the 2022-23 season, he had 29 points in 41 games. Moving over to Jack Berglund, who is the son of former New Jersey Devils and Florida Panthers winger Christian Berglund. During the 2021-22 season, he had 41 points in 22 games. During the 2022-23 season, he had 22 points in 15 games. And during the 23-24 season, he had 34 points in 41 games. Moving over to Vladislav Burzgalov, who is the son of former Anaheim Ducks, Phoenix Coyotes, and Philadelphia Flyers goalie Ilya Burzgalov. During the 2020-21 season, he had a 1.1 goals against average and a .947 in 10 games. During the 22-23 season, he had a 2.54 goals against average in 33 games. I realize I didn't do the save percentage. I'm sorry. And during the 23-24 season, he had a 215 goals against average and a .933 save percentage in 23 games. Moving over to Max Plant, who is the son of former Buffalo Sabres and Dallas Stars center Derek Plant. During the 2020-2021 season, he had 18 points in 13 games, 16 points in 19 games, and the 2020 to 2021 season, he had 18 points in 13 games. During the 2021-22 season, he had 16 points in 19 games and 72 points in 31 games with two different teams. During the 2022-23 season, he had 46 points in 54 games. And during the 23-24 season, he had 50 points in 43 games with one team, and then 29 points in 25 games with another team, and is projected to hit 31 points in 27 games. Now, this hasn't been updated in a while, so these seasons are probably all over by now. I'm sorry, I haven't updated this in a while. Moving over to Noah Lapointe, who is the son of former Detroit Red Wings, Boston Bruins, and Chicago Blackhawks right winger Martin Lapointe. During the 2021-22 season, he had 34 points in 60 games. Moving over to Lucas Fisher, who is the son of former Detroit Red Wings defenseman and current Detroit Red Wings director of player personnel Jerry Fisher. During the 2023-24 season, he had 34 points in 68 games. Moving over to Luke McNamara, who is the nephew of current Carolina Hurricanes pro scout John McNamara, nephew of former Pittsburgh Penguins amateur scout David McNamara, and great-nephew of former Toronto Maple Leafs scout and general manager Jerry McNamara. During the 2019-2020 season, he had 29 points in 31 games. During the 2020-2021 season, he had 45 points in 32 games. And in 2023-24, he had 29 points in 49 games. Moving over to Sam McHugh, who is, if you're from Sudbury, because for those of you who don't know, I am from Sudbury, and most of the people that listen to this podcast is from Sudbury. Sam McHugh is brother of Sudbury's own and London Knights' very own Max McHugh. During the 2018-2019 season, Sam had 28 points in 26 games. 2019 to 2020, 22 points in 27 games. 21 to 22, he had 16 points in 25 games. 23 to 24, he had 16 points in 34 games. And 23 to 24, he had 21 points in 34 games. Moving over to Antoine Dorion, who is the son of Ottawa Senators GM Pierre Dorion. During the 2019-2020 season, he had 23 points in 29 games, and during the 2022-23 season, he had 44 points in 55 games. Moving over to Miroslav Satin, who is the son of former Edmonton Oilers, Buffalo Sabres, and New York Islanders right winger Miroslav Satin. During the 21-22 season, he had 37 points in 22 games. 22 to 23 season, 24 points in 23 games, and 23 to 24 season, 30 points in 26 games. Moving over to a name you guys will definitely know, Atos Koivu, who is the son of former Montreal Canadiens and Anaheim Ducks center Saku Koivu, and nephew of former Minnesota Wild center Mikko Koivu. During the 21-22 season, 40 points in 40 games. 23 to 24 actually that might be the 22 to 23 season. 22 points in 20 games, and 23 to 24, 31 points in 28 games. Moving over to Bauer Berry, who is the son of former Winnipeg Jets and Minnesota North Stars defenseman Brad Berry. 2019 to 2020 season, 30 points in 50 games. 2020 to 21 season, 43 points in 49 games. 21 to 22 season, 33 points in 51 games. And 22 to 23 season, 38 points in 52 games. Moving over to another name you guys will definitely know, Tidge Nginla, who is the son of former Calgary Flames right winger, Colorado Avalanche right winger, and Hockey Hall of Famer Jerome Nginla. During the 2021-22 season, he had 48 points in 32 games, and during the 23 to 24 season, he had 84 points in 64 games. Moving over to Ryder Ritchie, who is the son of former Carolina Hurricanes, Florida Panthers, and Calgary Flames center Byron Ritchie, and cousin to former NHL player Andreas Johansson. During the 2019-20 season, he had 30 points in 29 games. 2020 to 21 season, 28 points in 5 games. 21 to 22 season, 31 points in 23 games. 22 to 23 season, 55 points in 61 games. And 23 to 24 season, 44 points in 47 games. And finally, Diego Battazzoni, who is the cousin of current Buffalo Sabres left winger Zach Benson. During the 2019-20 season, 59 points in 23 games. 2020 to 21 season, 15 points in 6 games. 21 to 22 season, 54 points in 32 games. 22 to 23 season, he took a step back and had 15 points in 56 games. And during the 23 to 24 season, he had 55 points in 67 games. Well, there you guys have it. Those are the players I want to talk to you guys about that are eligible for the 2024 NHL Draft. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. My name is JMJC, and this has been JMJC Radio. And as my two sayings always go, always shoot your shot before it's too late. And always tell your loved ones you love them, because you never know how much time you have left with them. Thank you guys for listening, and I will talk to you next time.